I'm Hardik Goyal and I'm currently a third year BCom student in NMIMS Mumbai. Yeah, so first thing for the resources part. First, while in my untimed practice, when I was focusing major, like throughout my journey, the major focus was on accuracy because I knew if I got accuracy and build the concepts, timing was not an issue for me. On the real GMAT paper also, in mocks, I was facing some issues related to timing, but on the both the attempts, I had ample of time left in all the three sections. Like in cons, I had 10 minutes left. In data insights, I had 5 minutes. In verbal, I had 5 minutes left. Grateful to the top team and thanks for the GMAT, what I would say.
Hi,
Yeah.
Hardik. Heartiest congratulations. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks a
Um,
lot. Thanks a lot.
right, as we can see on the screen, you've been able to get a phenomenal 99 percentile score, with your score standing at a 725, with the quantitative reasoning at 88, which corresponds to a 96th percentile, 85 for verbal, and 85 for data insights, which is phenomenal. So congratulations once again. How does it feel?
It feels very nice to be free from the load right now that like my avenues are open, so I'm happy with it.
Right, Hardik. And before we delve deeper into your GMAT prep journey, would you like to give us something about yourself, some background? What are you currently up to? What did you do for your undergrad? And where did GMAT come into the picture?
So, I'm Hardik Goyal and I'm currently a third year BCom student in NMIMS Mumbai. And I joined like top 1% in around September 2024 when my elder brother, who is in Duke Fuqua doing masters, told
Wow.
me that if you want to pursue for masters, you should first clear GMAT. And then he suggested me for several websites, and then we finally decided on top 1%. And for like 1 year, I didn't study anything for GMAT because I was occupied with some college activities or some other stuff and got distracted from it. Then the turning point was in October 2025 when after 1 year I realized that I have been late for applications and I missed the chance for applications. So I need to start with something for the next session. So in October, I contacted in like in October, then I contacted Priyansha, who was my administrator throughout the journey. And then she told me that you should join the intensive batch. And then I joined the intensive batch. And then I started preparing from 21st of November when my interim exams for fifth semester got ended. And then from 21st November, I was doing like continuous practice daily, time practice using the portal materials and all. And then uh, after giving some of the mocks, then in February, was ready to give one attempt for GMAT. Then I requested a strategy session from you guys.
Right.
Hello.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can hear you.
so they shared the contact details of Monarch.
Right,
So I
right.
had a strategy session with Monarch, and then he told me that he gave me a detailed layout of the next 21 days which I should follow, like 3 days study, 1 day mock, 3 days study, 1 day mock, 3 days study, 1 day mock, and I followed the strategy and gave an attempt on 5th of March. So on 5th of March, I gave an attempt and scored 645 because I saw that non-math based data insight section played a major role in the decline of score.
Right.
So, and I did not practice that much for that. But then after giving that attempt, he told me which resources to use and which things to refer. Then since it was the last month of the college, I did not do practice much. I did not practice much for throughout the month of March. And yeah, so my interim exams are going currently were from 3rd of April. So I had to take a fair bet. I remember on like a couple of days back that if I need to take a fair bet on before my interim exams, or else I would have to give the GMAT in May. So I took a bet and I found a slot on 1st of April. Then I scheduled this exam and then I went, and it was luck that the paper was tackleable. I tackled the paper. So
It's I would beg to differ. I'm sure you would have put in the effort because 725 is not a score that you can achieve with sheer luck. Yes, there could have been some shortcomings in your 6:45 attempt in March, but I'm sure
Yeah.
you followed the right steps to kind of address that and take your score up to the desired score of 725. It takes a lot of effort. So, as I'm hearing, Hardik, you started your prep seriously on 21st of November 25.
Yeah,
Thereafter,
yeah, definitely.
yes, I got this piece from you that you started off with your taking blending in the mocks right from the beginning. So could you touch a little upon that? Was it that, or did you follow the plan and address everything as per what was given in the class action plan and the after class action plan?
So basically, I followed the class action plan till the timed practice, but did not give the mocks how it was mentioned in the class action plan. So it was mentioned that you should plan the mocks throughout your preparation journey. But I was like giving the sectional mocks in between, not the full
Right.
length mocks. So I was first focusing on the accuracy part, not the mocks and the mental part on being calm throughout the 2.5 hour journey. So first I focused on accuracy, got the concepts, and then went for the mocks in the later part of the journey. I gave 2 to 3 mocks in those 2 to 3 months, like November, December, January, Feb. But yeah, it was those first 2, 3 mocks only. So
Okay.
it did not. But the main mocks I started from February.
Okay. And what was your score improvement on the main mocks that you started taking onwards from February? Was it always the case that you were scoring in the high 680s? I
No,
mean,
no, no, no.
high
It
600s.
wasn't the case.
So, yes,
No, it wasn't the
take us through that journey as well. How did improvement look like?
So in the no, so basically in the I give 2 mocks in 2 type of mocks, 2 categories. One was the top 1% mocks and the MBA.com official mocks. I had those 3, 4, 5, 6 mark. I bought those mocks. Uh, so what I did was 2 official mocks and one top 1% mocks, or 2 top 1% mocks and one official mock. It was something like that, which I planned. So in the official mocks, I was scoring around 685, 695, 725. Uh, but it was like some repeating questions. So I believed it was 685 always around average was 665 or 685. And in the top mocks, I was scoring around 645. The journey went from 545, 5 something 595. Then again a fallout because I had a break in for a week or two in between. So it again went back to it again went down to 545 and something, and then 645, 65, 675 was the max I achieved in the top mocks.
I mean, that is commendable. So, how did you motivate yourself when you saw your score? I mean, plunge to a 545. It would have been really disheartening. So, I mean, was there any support from the team? And how is it that on the days that you were feeling low, that you were able to get yourself back up and uh, on the mission and get charging?
Yeah, so there were the 2 factors that played a major role in my prep journey. First was when I like on a regular basis after giving each mock, I planned my strategy with the on the top GMAT email dot the that doubts email.com. So I consulted the faculty on the email, and then they always after each mock they gave me a detailed strategy what to follow for the next week.
Right,
So I followed that plan for the next week throughout the Jan and Feb month. And then I was able to practice on specific topics on by using specific resources on what they guided me.
right,
And second was so like I had 2 main motivating factors throughout my journey. So one was Monarch I talked about, who was like guiding me for the final phase of my preparation, and my elder brother who guided me, who showed me how, who told me who to give GMAT. So he was like the biggest motivation factor that yeah, you should give GMAT, and you should be motivated and you should clear it. Yeah, so that was the
Okay,
main
nice. So
motivator.
you had a couple of strategy calls scheduled after each of your mocks where you weren't getting the kind of score, or maybe you got a score which disheartened you to an extent. So Still, you made it a point that you'll address everything on the portal and get done with all the mocks that are given, and that clearly helped you out on the final day because our mocks are significantly tougher, or if not
Yeah,
significantly,
there
at
was a
least a little tougher than the actual GMAT.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
talking about the resources, when you started out in November, which were the resources that absolutely helped you? And was it that you addressed everything on the plan, or were there some selective addressing that you did across the journey where you prioritized certain works over others?
Yeah, so first thing for the resources part. First, while in my untimed practice, when I was focusing major, like throughout my journey, the major focus was on accuracy because I knew if I got accuracy and build the concepts, timing was not an issue for me. On the real GMAT paper also, in mocks, I was facing some issues related to timing, but on the both the attempts, I had ample of time left in all the three sections. Like in cons, I had 10 minutes left. In data insights, I had 5 minutes. In verbal, I had 5 minutes left. So throughout the prep, I focused on accuracy first by doing on-time practice for a lot of time by focusing on the 700 to 800 PDFs and those resources. Then there were long sittings PDFs of specific topics which I was facing difficulty in. Then I turned to time practice from the portal, like the topic wise test and long sittings on portals and those else. So one thing was very important that guided me, that whenever I've faced a lag in the preparation of RC, so suddenly for 2 to 3 days, if there were gap in practice, RC became sort of weak. So I had to turn to LSAT paper for a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, and then the flow again came.
Right.
So the resources, the first I focused on the untimed practice resources, then completely entirely on the portal.
Oh, okay. So you've
Yeah.
addressed everything on it. So you found everything relevant to the exam, and all of it really
Yeah,
helped
it
you.
was completely relevant to the exams. The major thing was the data insight section was at such a level that I had seen the top, like I had seen the uppermost layer of that thing.
Right,
The
right.
level on the GMAT exam was comparatively below to the resources. So it
Mhm.
was like, fine. Yeah, I
Yes, it's
can
very
do it. I
important to.
had,
I think in data insights, it's really important to have that exposure to all the kind of concepts that can be tested. And if you're able to find out that there is all a sense to all this madness, you will realize that there
yeah.
are these patterns which are repeated over and over again across all these questions. You just have to be very, very thorough with how GMAT likes to test all these patterns. I think you've been able to
Yeah,
score a DI
sorry,
85.
sorry to disturb
Yes.
you.
No, no, no.
So one surprising thing which I couldn't understand how it is possible, that on data insight section on both the attempts, there were a couple of questions, like almost two questions were same from the portal resources. I don't know how, but exactly same, just the question a bit of twist in the question, but mostly the language was the same.
Yes, so
Yeah.
GMAT, what it tends to do is the questions that it has provided in the official content as well.
Mhm.
It is not that that questions cannot be tested on the exam. So even those questions can be tested. So yes, many of these questions that you would have encountered on the portal,
Mhm.
there is a chance that they might have turned up in a slightly altered with
Yeah.
a slightly altered language. So,
Mm.
yes. So, you mentioned a very interesting fact that your brother is currently studying at Duke Fuqua. And is he in the MBA program?
I don't actually remember the program, what he's doing there, but I just know that he's doing some masters and MBA there.
Okay, nice. So, considering the geopolitical scenario, a lot of students come asking while they're planning to enroll for the course whether it even makes sense to pursue an MBA in the current market. So, what are your opinions on that? I mean, is there a reason that you still appeared for GMAT and thought about pursuing a master's or say an MBA? I mean, what was the motivation? Because a lot of our students are tending to now believe, because there are public comments by influential people, that doing an MBA doesn't make sense. So, do you think that it makes sense to do an MBA today, and how relevant is it? And why is it that you still decided to go on and prepare for the GMAT and get this stellar score?
Yeah, so first of all, on the geopolitical thing, I don't really see upon those geopolitical activities and the comments that are happening out there. If like it's the short term and middle term activities, not the long term activities that are happening out there. So a war might be going on, it might end in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, the situation might get back to normal, but my masters, I have to do it. So who cares about those geopolitical activities? The flight might turn from another side also, and the college will stay the same, the faculty will remain the same, the experience will remain the same, and the education will remain the same. War will go on.
Absolutely.
So the geopolitical thing is aside. So then the second part, some people who are saying that masters is not relevant, it differs. I differ from the opinion. Like it it might be relevant for some people, it might not be relevant for some people. Like couple of my friends are also not going pursuing for masters, but on a, like my personal opinion, if I in India, since I did uh, some colleges are providing not at a upper threshold of undergrad, like not the adequate amount of experience which we can expect here. So we need to pursue masters. Like I saw that ISB is also a very good option. So definitely, if we want some experience, further learnings, further experience of the professors, then yeah, masters is a very good thing to be done.
Right. And yes, ISB is always there if you want to pursue an MBA. And obviously, that can also provide you a launchpad to accelerate your career. And MBA in that aspect really helps. So, right, to wrap it all up, Hardik, future onlookers, if you want to give some tips of how to approach the GMAT, and what are some of the do's and don'ts that you must abide by, what would be some of your tips?
During the GMAT journey, right?
Yes, throughout the entire journey.
Yeah, so one thing was the uh, the sacrifice now by not by saying no to your friends. So the only major thing was that I convinced my friends. My friends also played a very major role in, like, they supported me throughout the journey. You have to convince your friends that this is important for me. The next 5 to 6 months are very important. I need to do this, and this is if this is done,
I can
then the next
relax
time is
in
all yours.
life.
So
Yes.
even my friends played a very major role, and throughout the journey they motivated me also. Whenever I was like sad, some day went bad and I was tired, and they were like, no, bro, if you have to come out after 2 months, you need to study today. So this definitely saved my days. And yeah, this so and also you need to be constant with the study. I realized it late. Yeah.
Consistent. Oh, right. So Sandeep sir keeps talking about this point of how consistency plays a major role in such standardized
Yeah.
tests, and all of what you added was so relevant. And I'm sure that people who watch this video in the future will surely take a leaf or two from your book, your playbook, and I'm sure if they follow everything that Sandeep sir has to tell, they will be able to achieve a stellar score just like yourself, a 725 plus score. So once again, Hardik, thanks for doing this, and wishing you all the best. And Sandeep sir and all of us at Top 1%, Monarch, Sel, Tanishq, all of us are incredibly proud of you. Wishing you all the
I'm
best for all your future endeavors.
grateful. Yeah, grateful to the top team, and thanks for like thanks for the GMAT. What I would say. Okay,
Right, Hardik, all the best. Have a good day.
thank you. Same. Okay.